We're going to talk a lot about life balance with Jefferson. I know you were on the show originally. We talked about kind of your origin story, being a trial lawyer to social media and how you're helping people on scale. But now it's about balance for Jefferson.
Yeah.
Because you got your book that's coming out. Is it out? Pre-order.
Pre-order, yeah.
Pre-order. And now everybody wants to talk to you like this.
Yeah.
So now it's about balance.
A little bit of balance.
So I asked Jefferson how long you're here today, and he actually just drove up from Houston.
Yeah.
From Beaumont.
Today, this morning, and then may drive back. We'll see.
4 hours.
Yeah, depends. I don't think we have a babysitter for tomorrow, so I need to be back. So it's balance, dude.
Yeah, well, luckily you have a wonderful spouse. She's awesome.
Yeah.
You spend some time together with your family.
Great.
So we'll do a first pour. So you'll probably drive later tonight, so it's usually 1 pour per hour to get out of your system.
Great.
What's the legal driving limit here? Probably 0.08?
Yes, it is.
Actually, I've seen videos in Texas where people actually drink and drive, and they say it's totally legal.
Yeah, anything goes in Texas.
All right, so first pour, actually, we had this on the show yesterday. I was such a big fan of it. This is the Ghost Pour from Dripping Springs. This was my favorite pour of yesterday, and Mike Seeley, who's an investigator here in Austin, built this piece of wood right here, which is...
That's awesome.
It is awesome. I just saw him here at CleoCon, and he handed it to me, and I'm like, we're going to use this immediately.
That's awesome. When did you get here?
I got here
Sunday?
1 a.m. yesterday.
Oh, did you?
My plane was late, 4 hours of sleep, film a bunch of bourbon talk shows.
Oh, I thought you did shows yesterday too.
I did yesterday. So I got here yesterday at 1 a.m.
Oh,
filmed 4 shows, and then I went to sleep and woke up this morning. Cheers, brother. Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you too. So how do you,
By the way, this is 114 proof.
Yeah, I felt that. So you have 3 beautiful kids.
Yep.
You have a wife that works. How do you define balance?
Ooh, I like the interview question.
You like that? Well, you're in my state. What are you talking about?
For me, balance is being intentional with what you define happiness as. So I'm very, very intentional of having family time, and that comes with some imbalance. You can't be perfectly balanced. Like, I can't find a routine in exercise because sometimes I'm in a different city every other week. So you find it when you can. With kids, like, they're strictly routine. You know, like, they go to bed at certain times, they have school, they have rituals, activities. We have them experience stuff with us as part of the balance. So, like, I have a big conference coming up, all my kids are coming. I think your kids are gonna come too. And it's a great time for, like, I want my kids to remember what we talked about before, these core memory times, and for them to experience it with mom and dad and see them as entrepreneurs out in the community helping people. I actually interviewed one of my daughters on our podcast, my 7-year-old. I asked her, what does daddy do for a living? She says, you help people.
Yeah.
Great answer, right?
Awesome. That's the
Didn't
answer
have to
you
get any further than that. But I think it's just, you have to be, like, I look at my week, my month, my day ahead of time, and just be very strategic of what I'm doing, just to not experience a lot of burnout, but you're gonna feel it. I mean, you have to feel it.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Gotta get sleep. Sleep's very important.
Yeah, as much as you can. Yeah, I agree. And to me, it's this, there's a difference between balance and balanced with a D. Like, to me, when you say, how do you find balance? It's like that, you're expecting some kind of 50-50, like, equilibrium. It's like, that just doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. But I mean, you can stay balanced where you're just trying not to fall on the high wire. That to me is really what it's about, and just trying to find ways that, you know, like you just said, defining your priorities is huge, but it's finding the consistency to stick to them is the most difficult when some things have got to give. Because there's just some times where it is going to give.
You set your priorities and try to gear always towards those, but sometimes it's not always going to align that way.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's, you know, if I have a trial to do, same thing for you. It's like you have to stop all these other ones which are high priority. 2 weeks
of just, you're out.
You're out. But that's your priority in that moment because it's your client, this person's life is on the line, whatever it is, that's your priority.
Yeah, but it has to be. But it's, we're in this position, I know a lot of your listeners are, that you're a practicing attorney, and I know there are a lot of listeners that are also managing their own law firms, so they're having to be the manager. Well, as well as the attorney, and then they have their family. And then we're in this position where you also have other stuff, or whether it's other businesses, other, say, social media, whatever else, aside something, whatever you're wanting to go and do. It's just a constant keeping all the balls in the air. But balance is very, very difficult, but I don't think it's impossible. My biggest thing is I just want to make sure my kids have amazing memories. Like, that's of me. I mean, of the whole family. That's what I want, because I remember as a kid, it's very different when you're older versus when you're a kid. You just think your memory's a little bit different than it is now. So I find that, what is it? I think I said this in the last episode that I love, and I still stand by, and that is, you exist as a memory for your kids. So I want them to make sure that, am I there when I can pick them up at school? Am I there in the morning? That's key time. I know you really enjoy the drop-off.
Drop-off and pick-up are like the best time. Yeah. And I'm not a very good flyer, mostly because I'm a control freak. But to call dude, yes. You would be surprised. And I fly so much, but every time for takeoff, I just like meditate and think about happy memories with my children for like the first 30 seconds. That's how I get through it. And a lot of it's pick up and drop off time.
That's awesome. I saw you have like a PowerEye scooter.
I have what?
A PowerEye like
wagon.
Wagon.
Dude, I'm telling you, so
I was jealous of it.
It's called the Sandhopper. Everybody asks what it is, but there's a local guy right outside of Manhattan Beach, and he makes these things called Sandhoppers that have giant oversized tires that's on a motor. So you put all these kids in essentially an oversized wagon with oversized tires, and it goes right on the sand. So I can roll right up to the beach. We put tents in there, pop up a tent.
Shout out Sandhopper.
Yeah, Sandhopper. But I just hold a button, because I live at the top of the hill of Manhattan Beach, and we just walk up the hill. The kids are chilling. My wife, when she was 8 months pregnant, used to sit in that thing too.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah.